This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2002, 7 Things to Do When You're Really Sad, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Friday and welcome to the podcast where I simply read blogs to you for free covering personal growth and self-help topics like mindfulness, minimalism, self-care, and a lot more. If you like this show, I'd greatly appreciate you sharing it with someone and getting them to subscribe. It goes a really long way to keep all of this going, and it means a lot. It always makes my day to hear about people sharing it or see people sharing it online, so thank you for that. For now, let's get right to today's post and start optimizing your life. 7 Things to Do When You're Really Sad, by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. I love sitting still, doing less, and finding ways to just be more with less. I've been practicing this for years, and sometimes I forget that slowing down takes work and practice. We will continue that practice together moving forward, but I've recently recognized that sometimes doing is essential, and occasionally busyness can be a well-deserved distraction, especially when you are really sad. I get down like everyone else, but it's rare that I'm really sad. I don't need much to be happy, and expressing gratitude for what does make me happy usually has me feeling joyful. This week is a little different. My daughter is leaving today for Australia for a year. I'm so happy for her and excited for her big adventure, but I'm already missing her. I'll be visiting and I know we will be in touch often, but I love having her close by and the time we spend together. I've been preparing for this, but still feel sad. Did I mention she might be gone for a year? And then came the wrecking ball. Guinness, our 8-year-old pup, has an aggressive form of bone cancer. Last Thursday, I took him to the vet for what I thought was a pulled muscle or tendon and got the really bad news. Our family is working through this shocking news, trying to keep his pain managed and thoughtfully considering the treatment options. None of them are easy or have a very good outcome, but that said, there is nothing I won't do for this dog. He came into our lives within weeks after I was diagnosed with MS in 2006 and helped to heal our family. Now it's our turn to heal him back. I am really sad. Because I feel like crying most of the time, I've shifted my focus from feeling to doing. I recognize my sadness, but don't want to feel that sad, so I'm keeping busy. If you are really sad, I hope this to-do list will help until you feel better. Number 1, write. I may not be sharing my feelings with all-day tears, but I'm expressing them with ink on paper. I won't share or keep everything I write about, but it helps to get it out. If you write or enjoy another creative process, use it to help you relax and process. Number 2, help. I've been running errands and helping my daughter pack and prepare for her trip. She's starting a blog to share her adventures, so I love helping her with that too. Think about others when you are feeling down. Lifting others will lift your spirits too. Number 3, clean. Get lost in sweeping or washing dishes. Even laundry can be soothing with the right attitude. I have a feeling that my home will be really clean by the end of the week. Number 4, take action. I know I don't control the outcome of any of this, but implementing a plan and taking action can prevent a downward spiral. The sooner you go from victim to advocate or champion, the better. Number 5, move. Working out and taking walks can boost a low point. Many studies show that people who exercise regularly benefit with a positive boost in mood and reduce stress levels. Number 6, take care. It's natural to want to pour all your time and energy into trying to fix everything, even if that means sacrificing self-care. I almost went in this direction until I remembered that in order to give my best, I have to be my best. Eat well and get plenty of sleep. And number 7, ask for help. Tell people what you need. Talking to my close friends and family this week has been a huge help. It's just nice to know they are there. Accept help and advice, and then trust yourself to know what's best. If your sadness is lasting longer than you think it should, or if you think your sadness is leaning toward depression, ask for professional help. If you want to help me, please don't be sad for me. Instead, send your love, prayers, wishes, and good thoughts to Guinness. Love has powerful healing properties. None of these things will take away your sadness, but they will help you get through it. I've been using all of these strategies over the past few days, and they are helping. In my experience, one of the benefits of simplifying your life is more happiness or time to enjoy more happiness, but it doesn't prevent sad things from happening. Maybe being really sad helps us fully appreciate the real sweetness of life. Don't judge yourself for crying or feeling down. Take time to be sad and then get back to the sweetness. I'll feel better soon. And if you are really sad, I hope that one of these suggestions helps you feel better too. You just listened to the post titled 7 Things to Do When You're Really Sad by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. And now a slight change from sadness. I want to share with you a new podcast that explores stories of personal development just like we do on Optimal Living Daily. A Slight Change of Plans from Pushkin is a show all about change. Behavioral scientist Dr. Maya Shankar asks the question, what exactly happens when we find ourselves at the brink of change? The show features incredible stories from Tiffany Haddish, Hillary Clinton, Casey Musgraves, and little-known guests too, like a young cancer researcher in the throes of a stage 4 diagnosis, and a black jazz musician who convinced KKK members to leave the Klan. You'll come away thinking a bit differently about change in your own life. Stick around till the end of this episode to hear a sneak preview and subscribe to A Slight Change of Plans wherever you get your podcasts. Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's time for another update from our online group, Vibely. In case you haven't checked it out yet, Vibely gives us the chance to optimize the lives of each other by sharing pieces of advice or recommendations based on prompts that we come up with. So if you're interested in getting to know your fellow listeners and us hosts better, I highly recommend you join. It's free, and you can find the link in this episode's description. We even have group chats in there about self-development, health, finance, and a miscellaneous one too for whatever you'd like to talk about. But for today, one of our most recent prompts was a powerful one. It asked listeners to share some new habits they're trying out and why they're meaningful to them. I've got an entry here from Daniela, and she says, quote, last year, I started celery juicing every morning. My brother-in-law read a book about all the health benefits to doing so, and then I did my own personal research before truly committing. I was super skeptical about it, especially because it takes a lot of celery to make this juice, and it wasn't the most tasty drink at first, but wow, it has had a huge impact on my overall health. The first couple of weeks I noticed that I was losing weight, feeling more energized, and my skin cleared up and looked brighter. I've read that some of the long-term effects may be that it reduces your chances of getting cancer, helps with thyroid problems, and a big one for me is that it helped my acid reflux situation. Definitely a habit I'm so glad I started and will continue, end quote. So thanks so much to Daniela for sending that in and giving us all something to try. And as I mentioned, we do have a group health chat in the app, which could be a great place to ask her more questions about her juicing experience if you're curious. And it could be a great topic to ask Dr. Neil about on OHD too. That's Optimal Health Daily. You can email your health questions for him to answer on the show. Just email health@oldpodcast.com. But that'll do it for today. I have a little sneak preview of the podcast, A Slight Change of Plans, and then I'll catch you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Change is like this ever-present force shaping all of our lives. But how does it really work? I'm Maya Shankar, and my life changed in a moment. I had dreamed of being a concert violinist from the time I was a little kid.
12 years old, from Cheshire, Connecticut, we now have violinist Maya Shankar.
Music was my life. I practiced for hours and hours after school, and my big dreams were actually coming true. I was accepted at Juilliard, and my musical idol, Itzhak Perlman, invited me to be his violin student.
So I hope to play with every orchestra in the world, perform everywhere.
One day, I was rehearsing a challenging piece by Paganini, when all of a sudden, I heard a pop in my hand. The doctor examined my injury and told me I'd never be able to play again. Up until that moment, I was a violinist. And then, just like that, I wasn't. I was heartbroken and anxious. But at the same time, I was also a little excited by all the possibility. Fast forward 2 decades, and I'm now a cognitive scientist who actually studies how and why we change. My work has taken me to the Obama White House and the United Nations. And what I've come to realize from all these experiences is that there's this huge treasure trove of wisdom out there on how to navigate change. And it's not in a textbook. It's in people's stories. They're messy, complex, and sometimes magical stories.
I can change, I can still change, I can still change.
In this show, I'll have revealing, intimate conversations with a bunch of people. Some well-known like Tiffany Haddish, Hillary Clinton, and Casey Musgraves, and some whose names you might not recognize. But all of them have lived through extraordinary change in their lives.
Do I believe the truth because I know it's true and change my direction? Or do I continue living a lie?
Everything I had and everything I believed and thought and experienced was on the line.
And I suddenly thought to myself, maybe you are telling people to do something that you wouldn't do yourself.
We'll be diving deep into the world of change and hopefully come out thinking a bit differently about change in our own lives. I'm Maya Shankar, and this is A Slight Change of Plans, coming May 20th from Pushkin Industries.
I can still change.
I told you guys that I literally haven't told anyone else, so